Hello everybody, just wanted to go over some things from Word Module 3. It's really creating a research paper, a multi-page report, and I'm going to show you some tips and tricks there. So I went ahead and started some research on skyscrapers. Now I didn't want to just sit here and bore you all with me finding this information. I went ahead and started. I did not complete it. I will complete that here and show you some tips and tricks on how to finish this up. Before I even get started on some more of this research here, anytime you're doing a research paper, it's always recommended that you highlight your title and go to title style right up here. This is the cell styles. Okay. And I usually tend to center that as well. Now, the good thing about when you use a cell style or word style, when you hit enter, it goes back to normal. In the old days, you would have to highlight this, change the size, change the alignment, and hit enter, but then that would keep going on. You'd have to reset your format back to normal. Now when you use the word styles, they automatically go back to the normal once you hit enter. If you look, it went back to Calibri size 11. All right, this is just an example here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hit enter after this word concrete. And I'm going to go over to the definition of a skyscraper. Let's see, I'm going to dictionary.com. And I'm going to copy that from dictionary.com. I'm going to copy it, come back to my Word document. Okay, right there. Okay. Anytime you paste something from another site, if you right click, if you just hit Control V or just paste on its own, it's going to give you the formatting from where you took it. If you do that, it's going to make your research paper a mismatch of all these different types of font styles. So if you right click and you do the letter A, it says keep text only. That's what I'm going to do. And it says right here, it's a relatively tall building of many stories, especially one for office or commercial use. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and hit a space and bring this other one up here. Now, this paragraph or this definition is not my words. So what we have to do is add that reference, okay? So if you go to references, right here, make sure you're on the right one, APA or MLA. I'm just going to leave it on APA for this example. I want to insert a citation. It will be a new source. Now, as we keep adding these, you'll see that Word will keep these so that you can recite them again. Okay, add new source. It's not a book. It's going to be website. Okay. Author. Now, when you get a definition from a site such as dictionary.com, it's most of the time it will have multiple authors or a corporate author. They have several people that actually define these words, not just one person. I'm going to put dictionary.com. Now the name of the web page, I'm going to go to that. I'm going to copy the address and put that in there for our citation. Okay, there's our web page. Now the good thing about this is the web page, not the website. The website is dictionary.com. If you put the entire web page in there, the exact web page, when you put together your table of contents and your bibliography or your works cited, in that works cited, when you click this link, it will take that person directly to that page that you've received the definition from. Okay, name of the website, remember that's the web page. The website is dictionary.com. The year is 2020. The month that it was current was October. And we'll assume that it was current as of today. And there's the web page. I'm going to go ahead and put the URL in here. It's similar to this. This is the name of the web page. You could just take this out and do it like this. Either way would be okay. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK right there. And if you look, we know that this is the citation because it's in gray. If you made a mistake and you need to go back and edit it, I know in some of the work assignments for the project in this week, you will actually go down here and they'll tell you to edit the citation or edit the source. So that's how you do it after you add it right there. Okay. Let me just go down here. Let me find another one. The world's tallest skyscraper is the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Okay, so let's get some information on that. I'm going to go to a website, and I'm going to put Burj Khalifa, and let's see what I can get here. By the way, I know a lot of people say don't use Wikipedia, and that's true. You should not use Wikipedia as your only source. However, if you go to Wikipedia, at the bottom, they give you multiple sources. For example, if you click the word skyscraper and go to Wikipedia, at the bottom, you will have several, probably 20 to 30 different citations or sources that they obtained that information from that you could actually go to directly and use. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go to one that's called, let me just find it. I'm going to go to a site called the Skyscraper Center. Okay. And I'm going to copy a paragraph about the Burj Khalifa. Come back over here. Okay, I'm going to copy what I just pasted from that site. Again, text only. And I'm going to go right before that period, and I'm going to input my information. Let me go back to there and see if I can find an author. It's going to be another corporate author, it looks like. So let me go ahead and do. There we go. I'm going to copy that author's name. It's going to be a corporate author. Let me go back to here. Let's go to another references, insert another citation. Now look, there's my one I just used earlier for the definition. I want to add a new source now. Again, it's going to be a website. Now, of course, if you're doing this at home, you may get something from the library, maybe a periodical, a book, or something else. You would just drop this arrow down and pick which one that would be. Okay, it's going to be another corporate author. And this is that corporate author right there. The web page would be this as well. The website. So I'm going to put this. It's going to be the Burj Khalifa. That's the web page. The website would be this. And let me just go check that year just to make sure that it is current. It is 2020. Okay, the year is 2020. I can type today. There we go. And I didn't see a specific day. I'm going to assume it's active as of or current as of today. And that today would be October 17th. Of course, if you watch this later, that would change. Now the URL, that's the exact web link. I'm going to go to that page again, copy that web address at the top, come back, and I'm just going to paste that into here. All right, I'm going to hit OK. And a lot of times what does help when you're talking about things like this, insert a picture as well. I'm going to pull a picture from that site and bring it over for the Burj Khalifa. I'm going to copy an image, and I'm going to paste that picture right here. Now I'm going to resize it. I'm going to show you a trick here. I'm going to resize this image, and you always do it by one of the end or corner placeholders right there. If you do it in the middle, it's going to distort the picture. What we can also do, since this also includes some other skyscrapers, since we have this selected, if you go to the top and you see picture format, I'm going to go ahead and crop it a little bit and get rid of some of this background of things that we don't need to really see. All right, go down a little bit right here just to make it just the skyscraper itself. I'm going to hit crop. Now we still have our paragraph up here. How would we move this picture to the right or left of this paragraph? Well, if you select your picture, if you right click, we can do wrap text, and I can do tight. Now if you do through, it's going to put the text over it, which would be very difficult to read. So I'm just going to hit tight, and then I can move it up. If you look right here, you can see that it does let me put it right here. I'm going to shrink it down just a little more so it's about the same size as my paragraph, and then I'm going to move it right there. Okay, so I just made it about the same size as my paragraph. That way people, when they're reading this, they could see the picture of the Burj Khalifa right there. Now, already on page 2, I'm just going to hit backspace and delete that dead space there. Of course, like I said, we could go on and do different things and make this 5 or 10 page research paper. However, I want to do a few things here. I want to highlight my text. Okay. And I personally like in a research paper, if you notice, this is what they call left aligned. That means everything on the left is even, but look, on the right, it's all jagged. So I'm going to do what's called justify right here. If you do justify, look what it does. It makes it look so much cleaner. The left and the right are now all even. Okay. And that one looks better as well. Okay. So let's go ahead and stop there. I'm going to also show you a trick inside of Word. If you go to File, let's see, where's our options? Right there, Options. If you go to Proofing, right here, Proofing, and you go when correcting spelling and grammar in Word, make sure this is selected. It's called Show Readability Statistics. Now the default the default setting is it's unselected. So please go in there and check that. You only have to do this once per computer. So you don't have to do it all the time, but go ahead and make sure that that's selected. And I'm going to show you why here in a second. So I'm going to hit OK. So it says Show Readability Statistics. So I'm going to go ahead and run and do my spell check. Now I just do F7 on the keyboard for spell check. You could also go to Review and click Spelling and Grammar there. Again, I'm just going to hit the F7 key. Got it. And if you look, there's only one error or one potential error. I'm going to click it. That's going to show me what it is. Skyscraper Center. All right, I'm going to go ahead and separate that. That makes some sense to me. It's going to go through. Now, I want you to just look at this real quick. This is very useful because it gives you the number of words, the number of characters, paragraphs, sentences, also sentences per paragraph, words per sentence, characters per word. If you look, this is very important. It gives you a readability score. Here it is, the reading ease and the grade level. Now, if you're in college, of course, you go kindergarten through 12th grade. College, a freshman year in college would be 13. A sophomore year would be 14. So if you look right here, anytime you submit a research paper in college, if you're a freshman, it should be at least a 13 here. If you're a sophomore, it should be a 14. Now, we're right there on that edge of the freshman-sophomore area or level. So that's good. That means that we put this in a way that it is a college-level reading document that we produced. Now, if you do a research paper and this is down to, like, say, grade 8 or 9, please go in, make some of your sentences longer, put some connecting words such as maybe furthermore, moreover, additionally, things like that, where you're connecting your sentences and paragraphs. Use some bigger words, use some different words. You can right-click any word in the document and do synonyms to vary up your words. So remember, keep this in mind, always look at this, and that's when you check that readability statistics button. That will show you your grade level of anything you write. I'll give you an example. I've completed many presentations across the state and the nation, and if I go to a crowd full of people with master's degrees, that means that my reading level really needs to be even over a 16, which means a graduate of college, okay? So I've got a few that are like 17, 18, 19 level. So you always have to tailor that to your audience. Now, if you went to a elementary school and you're doing a presentation, guess what you have to do? Tone it down some so that they can understand you. Again, adjust this to your audience, and that will really, really help you out there. All right, I'm gonna hit OK. I have reviewed that. Now, there's a few other things we can do to make this more like a research paper. I'm gonna go back to the top, and right here, I'm gonna go to Insert, Cover Page. So Insert, Cover Page, and I'm going to pick, you can pick any one of these that you wanted. Here's a banded cover page. I'm just going to go to Document Title, and I'm going to put Skyscrapers. Always check the bottom to make sure that you don't have any extra fields that you're not going to put in here. There's my name. I could change this to, say, ECTC. Really don't need an address there, so if you click this one, I'm just going to hit Delete. So again, there's our cover page that we put in very quickly just by clicking 2 buttons. If you look, now I'm going to go back to the top of our first page. Now, before you have a research paper, the thing that people like to see first is a table of contents, just like if you have a book, a textbook, an eBook. So how do you add that? Well, again, Word has all these automatic features. If you go to References and you go to Table of Contents, so again, References, Table of Contents, I'm going to do Contents right here, or I could do Table of Contents. I'm going to do the Table of Contents. Okay. And guess what? It did not find them because let me show you. We didn't put any headings. All right. So here's what we need to do. Good thing that we did this so I can show you how to do it. So we're going to put what are they. I'm going to highlight this. Now watch what we do. Here's what are they. Go back to our Home tab. And right here, I want to do this as a heading 1 style. That's our first heading. Okay. Let's go to the according to dictionary.com. I just pushed enter. Let's do another one. Let's put definition. Correct that. Okay. Highlight this. Again, that's another heading 1 style. Let's go down to this one and we'll put modernization. Okay. You correct that. There we go. That's another way to correct something. I'm going to double click this. Heading 1 style. Let's see what else. Now it will push us down to, let's see, this one. And let's put, I'm going to hit enter here just so I can put this here. And we're going to put tallest. Again, that's another heading. I'm going to hit heading 1 style. Now let's go back home. Now watch this. Now it will work. Go back to our first page here, skyscrapers. Okay. I want to go to references, table of contents. Again, I'm going to select that second one just because it says table of contents. You could do this one too. I'll click this one. Now look what this did. Just because we changed those headings, it broke these out. Now I'll tell you what I used to do when I was in college. Before all these automatic features were available, we had to do these table of contents, and if we added content later and had to update all the page numbers, it was one of the most frustrating things ever. So at least with Word now, if you went back and added, say, 5 or 6 more pages, it would update all of these page numbers, and you wouldn't have to do it. All right, now if you see, here's our table of contents. You don't want to have your table of contents on the same page as your beginning of your research. So here's the table of contents. I want to keep this on its own page. So the best thing to do to push this down to the next page, if you go to Layout, again, Layout tab, Breaks, we're going to put a page break. So I'm going to go next page. That's going to shove the first page of the research down to the next page. I'm going to click that. And if you look, there it is. Okay. There are a few blank spots I'm going to delete right there. So it does start at the top of the page. Now, let's just go down. I could hit page down or I could hit Control N, whatever is easier. I'm at the bottom of our document. Okay, now before we add our works cited or bibliography, at the end where you cite all your sources, again, most people would just sit here and go enter, 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 and keep doing that until they got to the top of the next page. However, that can cause some issues. Don't do that. Go to Layout, Breaks, and say go to the top of the next page. So we're going to put a section break in here so it ends our document and goes to the next page. Right here it is. Now we're going to add our bibliography. So let's go to References. Now you can go here to Bibliography. Whatever your professor calls it, bibliography, references, works cited. I'm going to do works cited just to pick this one. Now watch, this is the fastest you will ever create a works cited based on the research you did above. Again, when I was in college, we didn't have these automatic features. It took us well over an hour just to create our works cited page at the end. And then we typically made mistakes. If you click this, Word will use whatever source you have up here, APA or MLA, and make sure all the rules are followed. So I'm going to click this. And if you look, there are my works cited. Now, if I had more works cited or places that I researched, this would be longer. Again, here we go. Let's just look at this real quick. Let me go up to a print preview. If you look, we've got 5 pages. We've got a research paper. It's called Skyscrapers. Here is our cover page. Here are our table of contents. Go to page 2 of 5. Here's the research that we did. Now we could also add some page numbers as well. Okay. And at the end, we have our works cited. So again, 5 total pages. 2 of those were some research. The rest were the cover page, the table of contents, and the works cited. I'm just going to hit escape out of there. So just keep in mind, I just want to show you some of those features again. Also, don't forget, one time per computer, go to File, find Options. Under Proofing, make sure under where it says when correcting spelling and grammar in Word that you do have this checked. Show readability statistics. Now remember, tailor that to your audience. If you are a freshman in college, if you are doing a presentation, if you are doing a speech in public speaking, make sure when you review your document for spelling errors that it comes up with at least a grade level of 13. If you're a sophomore in college, that would be a grade level of 14, and so forth. Okay, just hit OK there. I'm going to go back. I'm going to stop recording this video. Please watch this again if you need to, and use these features so that you can actually improve your speed in completing a research paper in other classes.